welcome to Scorched Earth. This is going to be a general reading for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Ascendant. If you don't know what your Moon and Ascendant signs are, have a look in the description box below. There's a link down there that will help you. I am taking personal readings, but I'm working on a pretty big backlog at the moment. So if you would like to get in touch, use the email address that's in the description box. But be careful with me, it might be a week or so before I get back to you with a reply. Thank you so much for your messages, your comments, your likes, your subscribes, your donations, all of it. I appreciate you so much. You have no idea. I think you're all awesome. So that's cool. What else to tell you? I've got Mercury retrograde coming up in February. I forget the date exactly. Don't panic. It's fine. It's not going to be as intense as the one in Scorpio. And it's just an opportunity to deal with things that haven't been properly resolved before. So, you may find old people, old situations, old emotions even resurfacing. It's just giving you an opportunity to purge those, cleanse them, get them out of your space, Sometimes it's just, it's like a little test from the universe to show you how far you've come. Somebody comes back and you're like, no, thanks, I'm fine. You can let it go and go on your merry way. The only thing I would say is don't start anything new, right? Like new contracts. If you have to start something new, then use it as an opportunity to really go over the fine print, because communication issues, technological issues, all those kind of things can come into play, and you didn't want that leg. So, with all of that said, I have 3 cards for Aquarius, please, for the month of February. Oop. Oop. First card that you have is Temperance. It's the card of Sagittarius. And 6 of Wands. Love it. Very nice. And going towards Aquarius in February. Oof. And the 6 of Cups, double 6. Like it. Bottom of the deck, we've got the 10 of Swords. That's the ending of a cycle right there. Which deck do I want to use to clarify? This one. Been using this one a lot today. I love it. It's the John Bauer deck. It's absolutely beautiful. Actually, incidentally, if you're a bit of a tarot nerd, I'm going to start doing flick through videos, because I've got some really obscure decks that I really love. Like, I've got some on Kickstarter and some just general nosing around, and they just don't have the exposure that they should have because they're absolutely stunning. So if you're all about that tarot life, keep an eye out because they'll be coming up soon. So why is Temperance here for Aquarius February? Ooh. The Ace of Pentacles right there, that's Earth energy, very nice. There's Temperance here. We've got Justice, card of Libra. That's the 6 of Wands here for Aquarius. That's the 6 of Wands here for Aquarius. Got the Emperor. Nice. It's the card of Aries, number 4. There's the 6 of Wands here. So many flippers. I've got the Tower. Interesting. That's the card of Scorpio. Another major arcana. Got lots of majors on the board here, Aquarius. Alright, tell me about the 6 of Cups. There's the 6 of Cups here. That's interesting. We've got the King of Wands and the Ace of Cups right there. And it's funny that I should be talking about the Mercury retrograde and then the Six of Cups has come up, because for me that's the card of the past. Right? Sometimes past lives, but definitely past things. So maybe you can expect a resurfacing of potentially a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but let's not prejudge it before I get there. Spin these all around because it's annoying when they flip. So, first card you have is Temperance. It's card number 14 of the Major Arcana, and it's the card of Sagittarius. And there's an incredible healing that's implied by this card, right? Usually after some adversity, right? Because the 14 reduces down to a 5. Right? And 5s are about change, they're about uncomfortable change generally. And they're about conflict, sometimes about competition, certainly about things that make you feel unstable, right? So Temperance is a stabilizing energy that comes after the 5 for me. That's how I always see it. And you see this crow is tipping from one cup into another, right there, right? There's always a lot of water depicted on the Temperance card, even though it's the card of Sagittarius and therefore it's a fire sign. There's an alchemy about this, fire and water, right? Mixing the two. And it's about balance. It's about patience often. And it's about being gentle to yourself. It's about being kind to yourself. This is in your recent past, kind of touching on your present. So I feel like if you've had any issues, if there's anything that you've been working through, you're really starting to get on top of it now. And I would imagine you're feeling quite a bit better as a result. Now, the cause of this, or the underlying thing behind it, is the Ace of Pentacles and Justice, right? Card of Libra. The Ace of Pentacles is earth energy, and like all aces, it's the seed of the suit, whatever suit they're in. So being Pentacles, it's about resources. It's about the material world, right? And it's a new start in something. It could be a new job. It could be a new house, potentially. It could be promotion, think along those kind of lines. But whatever it is, it's something new, and it's helped heal a situation that you found quite difficult. And it's come in with Justice. Now, Justice is another card, just like Temperance, that has a kind of a duality aspect to it. It's often called a pillar card, because Justice is usually depicted as sitting between two pillars, right? And so it can talk about legal situations, right? Maybe those two things are related. It can talk about contracts. It can talk about all those kind of legally businessy kind of things. But for me, it tends to have a higher power than just the 3D, although it is here with the Ace of Pentacles, so maybe this is pulling it down to make it relevant to the 3D. Let me take it as it resonates to you. But there's always a fairly karmic kind of vibe that I get off this card, right? This stalked everybody's readings for about 2 months, like literally everybody's. Every single YouTube reading that I did, and every single personal reading that I did, there was a great sense of people paying off karmic debts and being released from karmic contracts. And it's interesting that it should have come up here, in this great healing, peaceful energy that Temperance brings. So there's something. You've had a new start in something, and there's been an aspect of fairness to it, like the scales being rebalanced in your favour, just as your internal space is being rebalanced. It seems like this was what caused that. That's really nice to see. Now, in your current energy, you have the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands is a card of Leo, but it talks about conspicuous public success, right? This is Aquarius winning at life right here, and this is in your present energy. Interestingly, Leo is your exact opposite over the zodiac, so you tend to bounce off each other quite well with your energies, and what happens to one tends to happen to the other. But at the moment, you're experiencing some great success. And I feel like it's as a result of some really spectacular leadership from you, right? Because the Emperor is all about taking care of not just himself, not just his own, but everyone. There's a really expansive energy to the Emperor, because he's in charge of a fucking empire, for God's sake, you know. And here's this dude at the back here, this great big powerful character right here, you know, and everybody else around you is like this little blonde girl down here. Yeah. There's a real sense of protection. There's a real sense of strategy. There's a real sense of strategic intelligence, actually, which you have employed to great effect, because you sat in this energy right here. Then we have the Tower. That's the card of Scorpio, so there might have been a Scorpio involved, potentially. But the Tower energy is very shocking, right? It hits like that lightning strike, and what it hits tends to crumble if it hasn't been built correctly, right? And the idea is you let it fall, because actually this is happening for you, it's not happening to you. And then you decide what to do, you know, with the mess. After the storm has passed, you decide whether to rebuild. You rebuild stronger is the idea. Maybe you rebuild somewhere else. I'm going to pull some more cards for that, because I'm interested. Yeah, use the Marigold deck. So I want to see what this Tower is. You know, it's a sudden, shocking energy. So it could be, like, there are lots of different ways of looking at this. It could be that the Tower was you being forced into a position where you had to be an emperor about something. Maybe you weren't, but you were forced to step up because something came in and tore a load of things down, and there was only one person who was capable of picking up the reins, and that was you, and you did it and you ran with it, you know. Or maybe you have always been the emperor, right, of your particular dominion, and there was a Tower moment that came in and you dealt with it so well that you're now sitting in the middle of your own laurel wreath, you know, up in the sky, being lauded by all of these crows down here. Take it as it resonates to you. But I'll pull some more cards anyway. Tell me more about this Tower, please. Where is this Tower? Why is this Tower here for Aquarius? Seven of Rings. Okay, that's interesting. Look at the Tower. Ten of Cups. Right. Just point out that the card at the bottom of the deck now is the Nine of Swords. Right? And that silent scream right there. Right, that's great mental turmoil right there. The card at the bottom was the Ten of Swords. Right? And that's hitting rock bottom right there. So we've got those two cards being shadow cards. But then we've got healing underneath. I like this. So the Tower is clarified by the Seven of Rings, which is the Seven of Pentacles in a standard deck. And that talks about taking time to make an assessment of your circumstances, right? It's about working out whether it's worth putting more effort into something that you have been toiling away at for some time, or whether it's time to cut your losses, right? Maybe what you've been putting all of your energy into is actually growing blighted fruit. You know, it's a blighted crop, and at this point it's better to just haul it out of the ground and start again, even though it might mean that you miss a season. You know, at least you're gonna have clean soil, you're gonna have stronger crops next time, you know, all that kind of thing. It's a period of assessment, right, over your life, all of it. And it's come up under the Tower. So maybe you brought the Tower, right? There's a real sense of some great leadership here, you know, being in charge, being on top of your game, all of these things. Maybe you sat and assessed your situation and you're like, no, this needs to change. And you threw all the chips up in the air to see where they landed. And where they've landed is very good for you, right there. I get the sense that you've done that, actually. It's quite an emperor thing to do, I mean, we literally call down, you know, the lightning from the gods to knock down this right here and rebuild it better, because what you had going on here wasn't good enough. And you've done it for the Ten of Cups because you weren't getting the emotional fulfillment from whatever this Seven of Pentacles energy, whatever this situation was. You weren't getting the emotional fulfillment from it that you wanted. So you brought the Tower, you took charge, and it's going very well for you. I like that very much. So then we've got the Six of Cups, and this is what's coming towards you in February. And like I said, this is a card of the past for me. Like, sometimes it can talk about children, sometimes it can talk about childhood. So, you know, it's possible that there's somebody, you know, from your childhood getting in touch. But sometimes it can talk about past lives. It can talk about soulmates. You'll have to decide, you'll have to fill in the blanks, because I don't know. But what we do have coming up underneath is the King of Wands and the Ace of Cups. Now, don't get hung up on the gender, because the King of Wands is that's actually strictly Leo. So I am a King of Wands, but not, right? It's just the masculine presentation of the energies of that particular suit. So strong fire sign right there. But if it's an energy, and it's possible that it is, it's somebody who's very confident, good self-esteem, very capable, very adventurous. Somebody who likes to move, right? Fire signs like to move, not just generally, but I mean actually physically. Like, they're very physical people. And things that get the heart rate up actually sit very well with them. Somebody who lives in the moment. Somebody quite exciting to be around. You know, maybe this is your energy. Maybe this is what you're bringing in. It's possible. The Ace of Cups is about love, right? It's about new love or renewal of love. And that can be for someone or something, or it can be for yourself. I mean, take it as it applies to you. I'm going to pull some more cards. But I see it often to indicate self-love. A real sense of self. And it's possible to read these as it's almost like a period of reflection, actually. You know, looking at where you came from and where you are now, and taking a moment to really appreciate how far you've come. Like, how different what you are is from your projected self, from the circumstances that you grew up in. You see what I mean? Tell me more about this King of Wands, please. Swords. This King of Wands. The World. And remember that this is a general reading, and I am reading for thousands of people, right? Whilst the energies may be similar, the circumstances will be different between each people. But what seems most likely to me, from what I can see here, is a resurfacing of someone from the past, possibly a fire sign, right? Remember that all signs have shadow aspects. There's not one sign that's just, perfect all the time. All the kings, all the queens, everyone, they all have the shadow aspects, so they can bring the shit, right? As well as the good stuff. The two cards that you got to clarify are the Eight of Swords and the World. Right? This is Major Arcana, and it depicts the 4 fixed signs of which you are one. So we've got Aquarius, we've got Taurus, we've got Scorpio, and we've got Leo coming out under the King of Wands. Right? I was going to say that. And it's Major Arcana. But the Minor Arcana that comes out with it is the Eight of Swords, and that's a card of feeling trapped. It can be a card of self-sabotage sometimes, and that's important to note. But it's often the illusion of being trapped. it's thinking yourself into a hole and thinking that you're in far more danger than you actually are, and being stuck, you know, being paralyzed with fear about not wanting to make the wrong move. But it's followed up by the world, right? And that's an ending. That's the end of a cycle right there. And this feels like really, really strong retrograde energy right here. It feels like the resurfacing of someone who puts you instantly into this kind of energy. And maybe they are from your childhood, possibly. So your initial reaction is that of a child. That's possible. But certainly from your past. But you close it out straight away, like shut it down. I feel like this energy lasts for such a short amount of time before you're just like, no, I'm a fucking emperor. You know, I bring the fucking lightning. I'm not having this. And you close it down. Let that go. Right in there. You know, it's possible. Kings can sometimes indicate father figures. So maybe this is a family figure that you've been estranged from for a while, who just tips up out of nowhere. That's a possibility. There's the Ace of Cups here, please. Page of Cups. Yeah, like the card that's come out with the King of Wands is the Ace of Cups, which is, you know, love. And then we've got a Page of Cups, which is messages of love. More often than not, for me, this is an apology right here. What else? Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. Yeah, and the Nine of Swords is out again. Right there. So we've got an apology and great mental turmoil right there. This feels like somebody coming out of the woodwork from your past that you may or may not have a family relation to, potentially. But it looks like they're coming to try and fix things, and you're just going to shut them down. You know, whatever they've done, whatever the transgressions were, they are too severe for you to even entertain the notion of allowing this to go forwards. You know, they're going to come and tell you that they feel bad and they're sorry, but you're shutting them down, like not just a little bit, because this is the end of a cycle. You know, just a knife through the eye level shutdown. I'm not suggesting that you go puncturing people's eye bulbs with knives. That's a terrible idea. But I'm talking about the severity of the ending. Like, it's pretty intense. It's a test. That's how it feels. Right, let's get some cards of advice. 3 cards of advice for Aquarius, please. Fuck. There's 2. Star. 1 card of advice, please. We've got the 8 of Swords at the bottom of the deck here now as well. So the first card out of advice is the Star, right? And that's your card. That's the card of Aquarius in the Major Arcana. I feel like, I mean, this often talks about a wish and wish fulfillment and stuff like that. And maybe there's an aspect of this person's return that you've always wished for, just so that you could tell them what you actually wanted to say. Because here we've got the Ace of Swords, so that you can deliver your truth to this person, right? As an adult, as a grown person, as a mature, evolved being who now understands what they were put through as a child. Like, you can deliver that. That's possible. But I feel like more than anything, it's telling you to remember who you are. Like, see how far you've come. Know yourself. Be in your energy. Be who you are. Be Aquarius. You know, you've got this incredible mental acuity that is not gifted to all of the signs. Like, you've got the ability to be able to see expansively out, beyond just yourself. You are the humanitarians of the zodiac. And then we've got the Queen of Cups. I think that you are being asked to forgive this person. But don't engage beyond what is necessary. Like, we forgive for ourselves so that we can release things and we can let things go, not for other people, right? It's not for them, right? It's for you. You stand strong in your power. You say what you need to say and make sure that it's the truth, and it will be the truth, you know, absolutely. And forgive them. And then end it and move on. Right, I'm going to leave it there because it doesn't seem like there's anything else to say. But as ever, if the message resonated, I'd love it if you would like the video or leave a comment or, you know, something like that. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd love it if you did. Be about all that YouTube life and stuff. Yes, but I will be back in about a fortnight for the February mid-months. So take care, best of luck. I'll see you then.